All right, today we're going to talk about something a lot of us have strapped to our wrists right now, our smartwatches. Now, our goal here is really simple. It's just to help you stay aware, stay calm, and stay safe. This isn't about making you afraid of your tech, not at all. It's about helping you understand it a little bit better.
So let's just start with a simple question. We all know these things are great for counting steps, checking our heart rate, but what else are they up to? What is your smartwatch really sharing about you?
And look, don't get me wrong, smartwatches are awesome. They're so useful for tracking our health, taking calls, getting messages right on our wrist. But behind all that convenience, there's this hidden concern that we really need to get into.
And this is really the heart of the matter. It turns out some smartwatches, especially those from brands you might not recognize, could be quietly leaking your personal data, and they're doing it silently, with absolutely no warning.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this even happen? Well, let's break down the process. It's actually a lot more straightforward than you might think.
So it all kicks off with that special app you have to install on your phone to get the watch to work, the companion app. The problem is, when these apps are made by some of these lesser-known brands, they often don't follow the same security and privacy rules we've come to expect.
And the whole process is, well, it's pretty simple. First, you install that companion app. Next, it asks for a bunch of permissions to access your phone's data, and you probably click yes. And right there, if that app isn't secure, it can start sending your information out, totally in the background.
And we're not just talking about random bits of data here. This is the really personal stuff. We're talking about your entire contact list, your exact location, your private messages, who you've been calling, even really sensitive health data like your heart rate and your sleep patterns.
So, okay, the data gets collected, but where does it end up? This is the part where the risk starts to feel very, very real.
Well, your data could be going to a few different places. Sometimes it's sent to these unknown servers, maybe in other countries. Other times it's sold off to ad networks or, even worse, to groups that might use it for fraud. And it can even be accessed silently, right from your phone, through an insecure Bluetooth connection.
And here's the really sneaky part. This all happens in the background. You're not going to get a pop-up, there's no alert, it's completely invisible, which is exactly why it's so important for us to be aware of it.
And look, this isn't just some hypothetical what-if scenario. A report back in 2022 actually exposed several of these low-cost smartbands. They were caught sending user data, like location and call history, to unknown servers abroad. So this is a real documented issue.
All right, so we've laid out the problem. Now, let's pivot to the most important part, what you can do about it. And the good news is, there are some really clear, really simple steps you can take to keep yourself safe.
So here's a little safety checklist for you. First off, try to avoid those unknown or non-reputable brands. Stick with names you trust. Second, and this is a big one, only download the apps from official app stores. And third, before you click accept, really take a moment to review the permissions the app is asking for. And last but not least, make sure you're regularly updating your device's firmware.
Now, this next part is maybe the single most important piece of advice here. If that smartwatch app demands way too many permissions just to work, don't use it. It's really that simple. If an app is asking for access to things it clearly doesn't need, that should be a huge red flag.
It really all boils down to this one simple habit. Before you hit agree on permissions or before you buy a gadget from a brand you've never heard of, just remember to always stop, think, and verify.
You see, the goal here isn't to make you afraid of your devices. It's about staying informed and being just a little more cautious. Because in our world today, awareness is protection. It's the best tool you have to keep yourself safe.
So the main thing to remember is to choose wisely and always put your privacy first. The goal is not to fear technology, but to stay informed and cautious. Awareness is protection. If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay aware, and share this information with your family.